Right, here's a love story. Mr. P was walking down the street when suddenly he bumped into a beautiful woman. This was love at first sight. He chatted her up for more than an hour. They had so many things in common. The next day, he rang her up to see if she wanted to go out for a drink. Of course, she said. On that first date, they kissed. They were so happy together that only after a month they decided to move in together. Unfortunately, Mr. P worked a lot, and after a year of continuous rows, they split up. Oh well, this story has a sad ending. Let's have a look at the verbs we have used in our story. These are phrasal verbs, right? You can see they're arranged into 3 groups. That's because we have 3 different types of verbs here. If we draw a line here, we see that bump into somebody, chat somebody up, and ring somebody up are transitive phrasal verbs. They need an object. In this case, bump into somebody, okay, chat somebody up, and ring somebody up. More examples of these verbs are, for example, look after somebody, or get on something, like a bus, for example. Okay? And here we can say put something on. Okay? In the next group we have go out, move in, split up. These are intransitive phrasal verbs because they need no object. Intransitive phrasal verbs are the easiest to use because they're just straightforward. Okay? I went out, I moved in, I split up, I got up. So you don't really need to bother about where you put the object. Transitive phrasal verbs are a bit tricky. Let's have a look at some examples. In the first type of transitive phrasal verbs, we have bump into somebody, look after somebody, get on something. Right, here's an example. I bumped into my brother yesterday. I bumped into him. In this case, the object, my brother, okay, needs to be after the particle. So we say, I bumped into my brother, I bumped into him. No other position is possible here. The same happens with look after. I'm looking after the children. Okay. I'm looking after them. So these type of phrasal verbs need an object, my brother or the children, and the object is always after the particle. Bumped into my brother, bumped into him, looking after the children, looking after them. The most difficult type of phrasal verbs include verbs like chat somebody up, ring somebody up, and put something on. Let's have a look at some examples. Okay, he chatted the girl up for an hour. He chatted up the girl for an hour. You can see that the object, the girl, has got 2 possible positions between the verb and the object, between the verb and the particle, or after the particle. However, when this object is a pronoun, the pronoun needs to be between the verb and the particle. So 2 positions is it if it's just a normal object like the girl, okay, and only 1 possibility if it's a pronoun. Another example of this type of phrasal verb is I put on my jacket. I put my jacket on. Or I put it on. So my jacket can be after the particle or between the verb and the particle, but the pronoun it can only be in the middle. So how do we learn phrasal verbs? Well, there's only one technique: reading. Okay, when you read or when you listen to different things, that's how you learn new vocabulary. And the strategy, well, with intransitive phrasal verbs it's easy, they need no object. And with the other ones, my recommendation is to use your intuition, and if possible try to put the object at the end. Well, that's all. So bye bye, Mr. P. Sorry it was a sad ending to your love story. Bye bye.